Hello, I'm Apolitical Gent, and today I'm going to be looking at a video done in honour of Philip Davies, the Conservative MP for Shipley, by Kate Smurthwaite, in the run-up to Christmas.
It's beginning to smell a lot like bullshit. His vocal quality. Because over and over again he's whining, what about the men? While feminism's about equality.
Firstly, dancing terrible. You look so smug. Now I've got that out of the way. I'm not here to personally attack you. Let's just address that final thing. Feminism is about equality. Let me just read the dictionary definition, because we know feminists love dictionaries. Feminism, noun, the advocacy of women's rights on the ground of equality of the sexes. The key part there is the advocation of women's. If feminism was truly about equality, they would advocate for the rights of both sexes, not just the rights of women. Personally, I think it's great to have someone like Philip Davies who brings up men's issues in equality groups, because men go severely underrepresented and often don't get their issues heard due to feminists taking the limelight, as it were.
It's beginning to smell a lot like bullshit. Facts he can't back up.
To be honest, I love a good hypocrite, especially when it's some feminist singing a Christmas carol about a Conservative MP and complaining about him not being able to back up facts, despite them just insulting him and saying it smells a lot like bullshit. To be honest, I might have taken him more seriously if he'd refuted some of his arguments, or at least mentioned some of his arguments, rather than just being obnoxious and impolite and singing a song based on a popular Christmas carol, which sole purpose is to make Philip Davies sound like an idiot.
He wrote to the Equalities Board, demanding to be reassured it wasn't racist to black up.
In the description of their video, they link to a Telegraph article, which I will also link in the description of mine. Recommend you give it a read, which essentially says that Philip Davies was arguing against positive discrimination, which surely should be a bad thing in a liberal democracy, such as the UK.
He supports a propensity voted against equal marriage.
Right, okay, firstly, oh no, he voted Trump. What a shame. Trump voters aren't all evil. Secondly, regarding gay marriage, he only voted against it because homosexuals could have civil partnership or marriage, whereas heterosexuals could only have marriage, which makes them not equal, as one group has more than the other, which means there is still discrimination, whether it be against the heterosexual or the homosexual. I'll link to the interview in which this was said in the description.
He thinks disabled folks should go out to work for less than minimum wage.
Right, okay, I'm not going to try and defend Philip here, but you can see where he's coming from. He clearly believes that if someone works less, they should earn less, not the same amount, which would essentially make it more fair, as the disabled person would be doing less work and therefore make them more employable. But it's not politically correct, which is the issue. Don't get me wrong, I disagree, but I think they're being a tad harsh.
He was finally silenced on domestic violence with views from the Jurassic Age.
That view from the Jurassic Age being that all violence is bad. I don't see why that's Jurassic. That's rather good. He was simply arguing against the bill because it was purely focused at women, and it didn't include men, which any fair law passed should. If you've got a law protecting women from violence, the same law should also protect men.
It's beginning to smell a lot like bullshit. This political snob king. He spoke for 90 minutes to kill a cross-parliamentary bill for careless-free hospital parking.
Once again, this is just Philip Davies exercising the one rule for everyone, not the one rule for the minority. In this case, he was arguing that carers shouldn't have to pay parking, as it's unfair on everyone else who has to go to the hospital.
It's beginning to smell a lot like bullshit. Like stinky farmyard poops.
How mature. I'm happy to know that such obnoxious twerps feel free to insult a politician who actually had to work for a position and didn't just post an appalling video on YouTube insulting someone.
He argued against the youth parliament in case it set a precedent that let the commons be used by Muslim groups.
They did link to a Parliament transcript in the description of their video, once again I will link it in mine, which shows that Philip Davies was arguing against the Parliament because it was tried before and failed. I'll let you have a read through and make up your own mind rather than me italic you, but I believe this point to be wrong. As by appearances, it wasn't because it would let Muslims enter the Commons, it was because he thought it was a bad idea.
He supports Trump and Pence and he voted against equal marriage. He thinks disabled folk should go out to work for less than minimum wage. He was finally silenced on domestic violence with use of the Jurassic Age.
I'm loving the repetition of, oh god, he wanted to support Trump, that's bad. How dare he support the president-elect? Boo. Aside from that, the dancing's getting worse, looking from side to side, being smug, looking smug with a grin on your face. It's almost as if this was intended as a diss track.
It's beginning to smell a lot like bullshit spouting from his head.
How very mature.
He told the Commons a load of guff about teenagers up the duff, suggesting schools should scrap sex ed.
Okay, with this, I believe once again Philip Davies is being misconstrued. I believe he wanted something that was unpopular for the right reasons, which I can't disagree with. I'll link the article that they put in the description, but I think it's a tad biased. But that's all for me for now. I guess I'm ending it there. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, leave a dislike if you now want to kill me, and subscribe if you want more, I guess. Tally-ho and all that.